What's up guys, Crane here from LogicLounge.com, and today I want to talk about first generation technologies. At some point in our lives we've owned the first generation of something. For me it was mostly game consoles. I owned the first generation Xbox and the Xbox 360. I've owned a first generation iPhone, and I've owned a lot of first generation things. And you know, was it a good idea to invest in a brand new technology or a brand new product without really first testing it? Or having other people test it for you. Now, it's common for me to do that because I am a technology reviewer. That's what I do. I get new pieces of technology, I review them, I show insights on them, and that's worked out fantastically for me because it's generally a product that I'm reviewing and it's something that I need to critically analyze. But for other people, it's just going to be their everyday devices, their everyday things that they might not need the first generation of, because most of the time, second generations and beyond are much, much better. A perfect example of this, I had a first generation Xbox, the original Xbox, and you know, it really didn't work all that well. It was prone to overheating and it was prone to crashing, and that was a thing that was big for the Xbox, the original Xbox. It was something that had a lot of manufacturing defects, and once the next generations of it came out a couple months down the line, they fixed a lot of those issues. Same thing happened for the Xbox 360. I owned a brand new Xbox 360 that was first generation, one of the first ones off the product line, and guess what? It failed. It got the red ring of death within a couple of months, and I had to get it replaced. Thank God it was under warranty, and it was fine, but that's one of the things that you deal with is if you're the first person to get whatever that new technology is, you are taking all of those risks that come with this brand new technology. And it's just something that you either decide that you're going to live with or decide not. And what sparked this discussion is the iPhone, or not the iPhone, the Google Pixel XL 2, or the Pixel 2 XL, or however you want to say it. It is having screen burn-in issues. The screen is actually burning in. Parts of the menu display, parts of the display are burning in permanently, and you're seeing the ghosting effect of it, and it's affecting a lot of phones. And we've only been with this phone for about 2 weeks, and it's already happening. Now that is coming from this new generation of OLED displays and you know, all of this new technology that phone makers are trying to pack in their phones. I got the new iPhone 8 Plus, and it's one of those things where, you know, if something happens to happen to it, then I am screwed because it's first generation technology for that phone. I mean, it happened with the iPhone when we had attennagate, and you would spontaneously lose signal. And sometimes companies are good at fixing these issues, like in the stories of my Xbox, those were warranty replaced. With the iPhone, they gave out free bumpers. I'm sure that Google will do something with the Pixel 2, probably do phone replacements or screen replacements, depending on what they can do with the screen. And it's probably going to be something that might happen. So it might prompt a lot of people to return their Pixels and go for a different Android-based phone. And so you take on all of these risks with new designs, new technologies. You know, they've been tested in a lab, but they've only been tested in a lab under certain scenarios and for certain amounts of time. You're talking about, you know, a couple months of development work rather than maybe a year or two of actual usage, of actual happenings. With the iPhone, attennagate. We would have never noticed attennagate unless somebody was using their phone every day and found it out. How didn't they catch that? With their infinite wisdom of research and development. Why didn't they figure out that their phones were susceptible to this challenge of the antenna? See, it's that right there. That's what is the biggest issue right now with technology, is that it comes out on a yearly basis. And there's just not enough time for research and development to work out all the bugs. So sometimes they happen out in the field, and you have to come up with live fire fixes. Sometimes it's as simple as a firmware upgrade, and sometimes it's even worse that you might actually have to do a full phone replacement. Take in fact the Galaxy. The Galaxy had these faulty batteries that were blowing up in people's phones, and they had to take back all the phones. That is a huge cost for Samsung. And of course they came out with an even better phone, and it was really nice, and it's great. I have it, the S8, it's fantastic. But you know, it's one of those things that you don't really think about all that often. Is you just want the best and the brightest and the nicest and the coolest things, but you don't really think about, is this a first generation technology? What sort of issues could I have with this phone? So I will leave the question and the discussion up to you guys, what you think about first generation technologies. Is it something that's worth it? Is it something to wait off for? Is the lure of saying you are the first one to have a device overwhelming, that you're willing to take on any of the risks that come with having this brand new device? Leave those comments in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I will see you guys in our next video.